So I've been using Saniderm on and off for about 3 years now, and I've become a big advocate for using second skin on a new tattoo. And honestly, this has become my main go-to for whenever I get a new tattoo myself. And with its rise in popularity, I want to help by sharing as much information as possible I can with you in terms of the product and the healing that comes along with it. So that is why I have Reno, a Saniderm representative, to come back on the channel to answer some more questions that I know a lot of you have and that I have seen in my comment section. Now, these are the 4 main questions for today's video, and as each is answered, I am going to be chiming in and out to give my opinion and experiences on them as well. Now, the first question that I have is the one that is asked a lot by a lot of you, but is one that I think a lot of us should know and is pretty interesting, and that is, how did Saniderm, one of the leading companies in second skin, ever come to be?
So, origin story of Saniderm, the founder, his name was Scott Hughes. Him and his buddies would meet once a week and they'd go over business ideas. One of the guys in the group, his mom was the VP of 3M, and 3M at the time owned the patent and owned Tegaderm. Tegaderm was widely used in hospitals and medical businesses. And one time she was on a vacation and she saw someone healing a tattoo with Tegaderm. Well, she came back and she pitched the idea to 3M. She goes, hey, we should be getting into the tattoo industry, and 3M showed no interest in it. So knowing that her son met with this group of guys once a week and went over business ideas, she brought the idea to them. Scott and him reached out. They figured out the patent had actually dropped for Tegaderm. They got pretty much everything they needed for the manufacturers and the materials, and then they themselves went and launched a company similar to Saniderm. Well, after a while running it, Scott had set up some distributors. He had gone tattoo shop to try to find people to rep and use his product. Eventually, he ended up just going off on his own and launching Saniderm. Before you knew it, it was a household name in the tattoo industry.
Now, I hope you guys found that interesting in terms of how Saniderm came to be, and it sounds like 3M kind of fumbled the bag just a little bit, and they probably should have listened, and I'm slightly pissed too because I own stock in 3M, and I could have probably benefited from that. But whatever, it's just money, and the next question I have is all about using Saniderm versus the traditional method to heal a new tattoo. Now, I've loved using Saniderm from the start, and I believe it's a great way to heal a tattoo, but why would you recommend someone to use Saniderm over the traditional method of healing a new tattoo, especially since that way has been loved by so many and has been used for decades?
Some key differences between like the traditional healing methods and then using a derm. I think derms work for the majority of healing in the majority of styles of tattoos. It's not a one shoe fits all sort of thing. That being said, traditionally people used to use products similar to Aquaphor and other thick oily substances, and to be honest, like, it was almost always overdone, and they suffocate your tattoos, they clog the pores, actually prolonging the healing process, whereas a derm expedites the healing process. Using one of these substances similar to Aquaphor, you can trap a lot of bacteria in a fresh wound and can be potentially pretty harmful to your tattoo.
Now, there is a little bit more I would like to add into why I would recommend, and I do like using Saniderm over the traditional method. Now, there are 3 reasons. The first one is it just takes away so much of the aftercare in terms of washing the tattoo, applying moisturizer, ointment, and then, patting, drying, all. You put it on and then you just leave it for a couple days and then you're good. The second reason is I do feel it does speed up the healing process and it does give you a better heal, at least from what I've experienced and from what I've heard from others. And at number 3, and this is my favorite reason out of all, is that it adds a protective barrier over the tattoo, so you don't have to worry as much if you go ahead and maybe slightly scratch it or you bang it up against something. That's a big barrier protecting the tattoo, and you don't have to worry as much, and it just feels like a lot of relief is lifted off your shoulders. But now my next question is one that I think I read the most in my comment section, and that is, many people have commented saying that a tattoo needs air to breathe to properly heal. So how does Saniderm differ from this in the lack of air that the tattoo receives while the second skin is on it?
So Saniderm's pretty cool, right? I mean, it looks like it wouldn't be, but it is. It's a breathable bandage, so it allows oxygen to get in and heal the tattoo. If not, it would just completely suffocate the wound. It would do nothing. So it is a bandage that allows oxygen to get in, but it is fine enough that it doesn't allow bacteria. So it keeps everything out you want out, everything in you want in.
So there you go. To all the thousands of people that have commented in my video saying that this is stupid and won't work because you're not getting any air to let the tattoo breathe in here properly, you're wrong. It does get the air and it heals great. Now, my final question for Reno is all about the fluid that is produced during this healing process. What does it mean when my tattoo excretes this fluid, and how is it beneficial to the overall healing of the new tattoo?
Yeah, so when you get tattooed, similar to any other wound, your body excretes blood and plasma to the surface layer of the skin. And that blood and plasma actually is what your body would use to create a scab. Well, that scab is potentially damaging to the overall healing process of your tattoo and can age your tattoo, can pull apart fine lines and details. So what we use is we use Saniderm, and it is a medical grade adhesive bandage that is breathable, and it's designed to stay on top of the wound for 3 to 5 days. That is your scab. That is an artificial scab that you put on your bandage so your body doesn't have the ability to create one. That blood and plasma being held underneath the bandage is called wet healing. That wet healing is actually super beneficial to the healing process of your tattoo, because instead of drying and creating a scab, it actually expedites the healing of your tattoo, allowing you to heal a tattoo in 3 to 5 days, comparatively speaking to it used to take sometimes weeks to heal a tattoo.
Now, because you guys are pretty damn cool and because I love giving back to you guys, I am giving away a $20 gift card to Saniderm.com. And all you got to do to win this is just be the first person to use the code. First come, first serve basis. The code is linked in the description, along with my code for 15% off. Extra savings, use it. Why the hell not? But also, guys, make sure to go ahead and subscribe so you join the community. I have a lot more fun and entertaining videos coming in the near future. And also be a part of my journey towards getting a full bodysuit. I am going to go back to France next year to start my leg with Sandry, and that is something you definitely want to be here for. I think I've already proven what me and Sandra are capable of, so you don't want to miss that. Like always, guys, hope to see you soon. Justin, out. Later.